Welcome back to the channel, everybody. You're welcome if this is your first time finding the channel. I do apologize today for my voice. I have been sick the last couple days. It was pretty rough yesterday, but today I'm feeling a little better and getting some videos made. So today we've got another DCU update. Not really a DCU update pretty much anymore. DCU updates just consist of James Gunn. And I don't want it to make it sound like I'm dogging on James Gunn, but nothing's just succeeding, and that's why we have to talk about this stuff. So first off, I'm going to talk about this article that came out from the Critical Drinker, where he basically says that the DCU is falling apart. Before I get to that, we're going to look at a couple things. A couple numbers that have came out from Samba TV says that 584,000 U.S. households watched the season finale of Peacemaker in its first 4 days streaming. That's season 1 of Peacemaker. 584,000 households. Peacemaker season 2 series finale. 435,000 U.S. households watched the finale of Peacemaker season 2 on HBO Max over its first 4 days. Excuse me. 100,000 less people than watched season 1. Creature Commandos only had 300,000 households. So that tells you right there that the audience isn't there. And then I wanted to share this quote. This person asked James Gunn, "Have you seen some of the criticism of the show in the final episode?" Now, I haven't seen the final episode, but there's a lot of people that are unhappy with the final episode and what happened. James Gunn, of course, overhyped it, and it fell way short from what I have seen. And James Gunn responded and says, "Definitely. Not everyone can love everything. I love the episode, but I understand not everyone does, which is completely fair." And in that comment, he's saying he doesn't care if anyone else doesn't like it. He likes it. And that's all that matters to James Gunn, is if he likes it. He doesn't care if the audience likes it or if everyone likes it, if it makes money. His show's only getting 435,000 households to watch. How many did the Penguin get? 3.2 million? Almost 3 million more. Almost. So we're going to get into this article here. And I don't usually watch the Critical Drinker. I've seen a few of his videos here and there. But we're going to talk about what he says here. And this article's titled, "James Gunn's DCU is Falling Apart. Here's Why," says Critical Drinker. YouTuber Critical Drinker says James Gunn's DCU is already in freefall. In his latest video, he argues the franchise is losing momentum after a string of underperforming projects, from Superman's box office to the lackluster reception of Creature Commandos and Peacemaker Season 2. Drinker says the honeymoon period with Gunn is long over. The enthusiasm that greeted his appointment has faded, replaced with the realization that his version of DC isn't connecting with audiences. And I agree with that. Superman flops at the box office. Drinker points to Superman's weak financial performance is the clearest sign of trouble. Citing a recent Forbes report, he says the film brought in around $615 million worldwide, clearing just over $300 million after costs, not enough to break even. I believe right now it stands at has lost $42 million. This, dear viewer, is what we call a flop, he says, noting even Forbes had to admit the movie failed to turn a profit. Drinker adds that if Superman, the single most iconic superhero of all time, can't work under Gunn's leadership, the rest of the DCU stands little chance. And I agree with that too. I mean, let's go back. We've got James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, flop. Creature Commandos, flop. Superman, flop. Peacemaker Season 1, flop. Peacemaker Season 2, flop. His 5 projects, none of them have been successful or made a profit. Peacemaker and Creature Commandos fizzle. On the TV side, Drinker calls Creature Commandos irrelevant, which it very much was, and Peacemaker Season 2 a disappointment, which that's all I have seen the last week. Despite heavy promotion from Gunn, he says the show failed to make Nielsen's top 10 and quickly lost audience interest after its premiere. It never was on the Nielsen's top 10. Drinker also criticizes the series for inserting modern-day political lectures, and for Gunn's habit of casting his wife and friends in major roles. Nepotism. He argues that nepotism and politics have alienated fans rather than building excitement for Gunn's DCU. Gunn's two big mistakes. According to Drinker, Gunn's downfall comes down to two major errors. First, he failed to make a clean break from the old DCU. Yes, that's what I've been saying. Instead of a full reboot, Gunn kept his Suicide Squad and Peacemaker projects alive while scrapping most of Zack Snyder's universe, a move that Drinker says left audiences confused about what's canon. Absolutely. Absolutely. Second, he forced his personal style into every project. Again, what I've been saying. Drinker says Gunn's writing formula, a team of flawed misfits, self-depreciating humor, and pop songs during action scenes, worked in Guardians of the Galaxy, but feels stale and out of place in Superman. Update! Gunn just said Supergirl is like Guardians. And he did. He said it's a space adventure just like Guardians of the Galaxy. So I feel like Supergirl is just going to be like Superman with this ensemble cast, and it's going to be Guardians all over again. The James Gunn formula is worn out. Drinker argues Gunn's creative approach peaked years ago and hasn't evolved. I would agree with that. He says a filmmaker's attempt to mold Superman into his familiar band of quippy anti-heroes simply didn't work. Nope. Superman was fundamentally incompatible with his style of writing, Drinker says, adding that the DCU now feels more like Gunn's personal vanity project than a shared cinematic universe. Absolutely. He compares Gunn unfavorably to Marvel's Kevin Feige, saying at least Feige knows his limits and lets other creatives take charge when needed. Well, that can be debated the last few years with the MCU. Paramount deal could end it all. Drinker also touches on the ongoing talk of Paramount potentially acquiring Warner Bros. Discovery, saying that if the deal happens, Gunn in his DCU could be among the first casualties, as we exclusively reported. He suggests new leadership won't tolerate a failing franchise led by a director who fumbled what should have been a slam dunk. With Supergirl and Clayface next on the slate, Drinker questions what could possibly revive fan interest. You only get one chance. Drinker closes by saying Gunn has already blown his first impression. You only get one chance to make a first impression, he says, and something tells me this could be James Gunn's last. So there you have it. I agree with everything that he said. I'm interested to see how Supergirl, Clayface, and Lanterns coming out all this year, how they're going to be, because James Gunn isn't directing them or writing them. It's other directors and other creatives doing it. But there is a lot of talk that James Gunn is making them change things and wanting to input his style into all of these projects. And if that's so, then I feel like they're all going to fail. But we'll see if we even see these projects. They're not supposed to come out till 2026. We've got Supergirl next summer. I think Lanterns is supposed to come out early 2026. And Clayface is next October. If Paramount gets this bid in and this deal closes before the year, or at least soon after the first of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if these projects don't even get released. I think they'll be like a Batgirl scenario. I think they'll take the tax write-off and put it down on their debt that they're getting by buying it. But we'll see. But that's my thoughts on this article from the Creative Drinker about the DCU falling apart. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think it's falling apart, or do you like it? Is it for you? Is it not for you? Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos that I have coming out. And while you're at it, why don't you go check out some of my other videos that I have, other DCU updates here or here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. God bless everybody, and we'll see you on the next video.